Hi. So today I will show you the new saturator, which I think is the only saturator that you will ever need, because it has very interesting features. So let me show you how it works. So again, I will show on the test tone first. By default, drive knob doesn't do anything. If you have a full makeup gain, so it doesn't do anything. Because we have these two new knobs. The first is soft clipping, soft clip, and it generates odd harmonics, as you can see here. And as you drive more, it adds more of those harmonics. I mean, it gets them louder. Yep. So there's also this warm knob, and what it does, it's actually very cool and useful. It adds even harmonics, and you can go to extreme levels and just have those even harmonics, and I can show you how it sounds. So this is a music track that I have here for testing. And this is how it sounds with just even harmonics. Yeah, so basically what it does, it just has this single tone, and it adds the second harmonic, mixes in. So you can mix between the two. So you can see the first, the second harmonic, and when you do the clipping, it adds all the rest of harmonics. So you can have this interesting shape. And you can mix between the two. It's very cool, useful, and you can set up all the kinds of saturation you want. Also, I can show how it sounds. So okay, no saturation. Let's wait a bit. And now we turn on the saturation. It's a little bit extreme, but we can adjust it. You can see that this warm, it adds a little bit of warmth. Okay. There's also this new thing, which is equalizer, which, as you can see, this equalizer and then the final equalizer, which compensate for what you turned on here. So if you turn the drive knob here, it increases the drive here and decreases here. So all you have is just a distortion in some place in EQ. So for example, I want to distort a little bit on the lower end, and I can select the frequency, and then I turn the drive. And let's hear how it sounds. Pretty punchy. I like it. So yeah, you can now add color to your saturation with this thing. Very useful and nice sounding. So yeah, it's a very cool device which you can actually mix now. It was a problem with my previous saturators, for example, with this hybrid saturation device. And yeah, it also sounds nice, but it generates only even harmonics. So as you can see, this one generates a lot of even and also odd harmonics, but all the other types generate only even, no matter what. So they aren't as flexible. But what they do very well, they compress the sound very well. Especially this one. It's very good if you want a final mix which sounds very loud. So you use this, adjust the knobs, and you have a loud mix. But what it doesn't have is this knob, which adds a very undesirable effect. I think you can hear this. Pretty bad, if you ask me. But with this device, you can actually mix however you want. And that's the greatest thing. You for example want just a little bit of the saturation, so you can do this. If this is very extreme, you can have like 25%. And that's already sounding 10 times better. A very useful device. And it's so useful that I used it in a bunch of new devices which I have here. This one is very cool. It's a tape simulator. And I think you have to hear this. No tape. And tape. Yeah, so it has this flutter knob, which adds this wobbliness, but it also has these things. For example, noise. It can add the recording noise. You can adjust the speed of the tape. And digital clipping. Also drive, which is connected to the saturator which I showed you before. It's built in. And the color, you can choose the color of the recording, more on high end or lower end. And I think it sounds very aesthetically pleasant and accurate. I mean, I compared it to a lot of commercial plugins, and this sounds very similar to what I heard on the commercial plugins. So I think this will be very useful for those who seek this kind of sound. Also, I want to show how the new soft clip works. I have these two modules which I used to build this bigger saturator, and this is the clipping device, and it's that simple. I can you probably seen my quadratic clip, which uses a lot of maths. It's not like this anymore. Let me show again. Yeah, just look at this. This is an overkill. You probably don't need that many. Well, it actually generates a very smooth parabola, which is used for wave shaping. But this device does a very similar approximation of that shape, but just with those three things, which is 2 mixers, and one just does the clipping at the top part. But it's harder to explain, so I won't bother. Just download and experiment for yourself. And also this doubler device, which generates the second harmonic. And it's even more simple. Just one mixer and a DC offset. Pretty cool stuff. So what else? Well, I also have this noise generator. You can choose which type of noise you want. So more on the lower end or higher end. It's also stereo, and you can adjust the amount of stereo this noise has. And it also has this nice little thing, crackling noises. And you can adjust intensity. And mixing. So it's very good for vinyl emulation. It's this moment when you, for example, you would usually use a sample for this, and you open the range view and drag a sample of some crackling noise. So now you can generate it yourself with this device. Very simple, and you can mix it in with the music. So no need for those samples. So yeah, I hope you had fun watching, and see you next time, and subscribe to my channel to see more videos when I release them. Bye.